All right. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show's about cool stuff and whatnot that happened in history and whatnot. Anyway, I am Alexander. Oh, you're a little low.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, there we go. All right. The Golden Loon will be here at some point, as hopefully sooner rather than later. And of course, you viewer are you. Thank you very much for coming in and watching us. Today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, August 3rd, 2024. So let's jump into the history today, shall we? What do we got here? Ooh, the year 8.
You go ahead. I'm still
All right.
getting the script up here.
Starting us off in the year 8. Roman Empire general Tiberius defeated Dalmatians at the river of Bathinus. Dalmatians, yeah. What the hell? Was he fighting against a bunch of dogs or something?
Hey, that's not cool.
Like, Dalmatians has to be some kind of people. That's weird. That makes
Dalmatian people. Yeah, look that up.
Yeah, because I wondered now, where did the dog breed get its name? Who were the Dalmatians? 101 Dalmatians, no. Rome. Let's see here. Dalmatia, Roman province. Okay. Well, let's see here. Its name is derived from the name of an Illyrian tribe called the Dalmanate, or Dalmatae. Which lived in the central area of the eastern coast of the Adriatic Sea. It encompassed the northern part of present-day Albania, much of Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, and Serbia, thus covering an area significantly larger than the current Croatian region of Dalmatia. Originally, this region was called Illyria in Greek, or Illyricum in Latin. The province of Illyricum was discovered and replaced by two separate provinces, Dalmatia and Pannonia. Okay, well... that makes you wonder, where did the dog breed Dalmatians get its namesake? I wonder if they're from that. Dalmatian dog, okay. It was also used as a carriage dog, blah, blah, blah. The origins of the breed come back to Croatia in this historical region of Dalmatia. So, wow! So we just learned something new about dogs. The Dalmatian breed is named after Dalmatia. That's pretty interesting.
That's cool.
Hey, we just got joined by
the Golden Loon.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we're still on the first article, so I'll reread this to catch you up.
Okay.
In the year 8, 8. Not quite 10. Roman Empire general, Tiberius defeated Dalmatians on the river Bathinus, and we just went over the whole thing. There was a land called Dalmatia. You can see here on the map, kind of.
Yeah.
Let me move the mic closer to you here. And we looked, and that's where the Dalmatian dog breed.
Yeah, I heard the tail end of that. Yeah.
It's Croatia. It is a historical region of Dalmatia. It is thought that early ancestors of the breed were certain breeds of pointers and spotted Great Dane. Today, it is a popular pet. Many enthusiasts enter Dalmatians into kennel club competitions and, of course, firefighters.
Yeah.
So
that's
the
kind of cool.
Yeah, so
Dalmatia.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't give a crap about dogs, but it's still history, pretty interesting. The breed was named after Dalmatia. Huh. So, moving on up to 435, deposed patriarch of Constantinople Nestorius, considered the originator of Nestorianism, was exiled by Byzantine Emperor Theodosius II to a monastery in Egypt. Huh. All right. 1108, Louis VI, the Fat King of France, crowned at the cathedral in Orleans after his half-brother prevents him reaching Reims. So he was still crowned. What a name, though. Yeah, Louis VI, the Fat. And then 1312, the power of Lunatic Patriarch murders over 200. Yikes. Nobody likes that Lunatic Patriarch. But what do we got here? This next one is pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 1492, Christopher Columbus, with John D. La Cosa, second in command, set sail on his first voyage with 3 ships, Santa Maria, Pinta, and Nina, from Palos de Frontera, Spain, for the Indies.
Yeah, that's why Natives are called Indians today.
That's right.
So,
Yep.
yeah, 1492, Columbus sailed the blue.
Yep.
We were taught that at 6 years old.
Yeah, now what's really interesting is they got this backwards. Usually it's the Nina, Pinta,
Yeah, I know,
and
I
Santa
saw
Maria.
that. Yeah, that's the way I know it. Nina,
Yeah.
Pinta, Santa Maria.
Yeah, so they have it literally reversed. The Santa
Yeah.
Maria, Pinta, and Nina. It's like, that doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
No, not nearly as well.
Ooh, here we go. 1527.
1527, first known letters sent from North America by John Rutt while at St. John's, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Huh. I mean, like, close to New Brunswick.
Yeah,
So,
definitely in the neighborhood.
but can you imagine the first known letter sent from North America, 1527?
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ooh, here we go. I want to look in this.
1529, Peace of the Ladies, Treaty of Cambria, made between Holy Roman Empire and the French, negotiated by Louise of Savoy and Margaret of Austria. Ha!
Nice.
I'm getting better.
You got it. You got it. But yeah, the War of the League of Cognac from 1526 to 1530, which this is 1529, so this is at the end of that, was fought between Habsburg dominions of Charles V, primarily the Holy Roman Empire, and Spain, and the League of Cognac, an alliance including the Kingdom of France, Pope Clement VII, the Republic of Venice, the Kingdom of Italy, the Duchy of Milan, and the Republic of Florence. Wow. That's a lot of
Who has
players.
ever heard of the War of Cognac?
Well, these guys.
Yeah, obviously.
The Cognacians, I guess. So, but moving on up into 1596, German astronomer and priest David Fabricius discovered the light variation of Mira, the first variable star.
Ooh.
Huh. Now, what is a variable star, though? That's
that's a good question. What the heck? How can you have a variable star?
a variable star is a star whose brightness, as seen from Earth, its apparent magnitude changes with time. The variation may be caused by a change in emitted light or by something partially blocking the light. So variable stars are classified as either intrinsic variables whose luminosity actually changes, for example, because a star periodically swells and shrinks, or extrinsic variables whose apparent changes in brightness are due to changes in the amount of their light that can reach Earth, for example, because the star has an orbiting companion that sometimes eclipses it.
So it's all about light. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, that makes sense.
The variable of light.
There we go.
Yeah. That's 1596, discovering variable stars.
Yeah.
But see, I brought this point up a couple times before in the show. We look back and we're like, oh, that's amazing. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, but is it really though? It happened. Why do we perceive it as so amazing? And how far back are we that we think that's something that happened hundreds of years ago, like half a millennium now, roughly? Yeah. We're amazed by it, but it's like, no, it happened. Why are we amazed by it? It happened. Why we should be more amazed on why we're not where we're supposed to be, technological wise and advancement wise and all that stuff. We are so stunted as a people.
Well, everything that changes like this or whatever through time, it was just a process, and maybe exciting to discover it, but no big deal.
Yeah,
it's just something else in the progression. When we look back and say that was a big deal.
Yeah, but then
in real time, you don't think of it that way.
But then you take things like the first actual photograph of a black hole, and everybody starts making fun of it, calling it a donut and all that stuff. It's like, dude, it's visible proof of a theory.
Yeah.
From 1923.
Yeah.
Like, you should be crapping your pants out of excitement for this. This is insane.
Yeah.
But then people turn around and mock it, like, oh, it looks like a donut. It's like, dude, that's a black hole. All right, jeez. Anyway, 1635, Tokugawa Iemitsu, third Tokugawa shogun, established alternate attendants, Sakin Kotai. Feudal daimyos spend 1 year at Edo Castle in Tokyo and 1 year at their feudal manor, while their families remain in Tokyo as hostages. Traditional Japanese date was June 21st, sorry. So, wow. So, the rest of their family was hostages. Whatever that was. Sounds like a bunch of royal crap. What do we got here in 1640?
1640, 2,000 men, VOC army surrounds the city of Malakak.
You remember Vok? We saw a video about Vok the other day. Like, remember the Dutch East Indies Company?
Yeah.
It's these same people. Vok. Oh, more Dutch stuff. Here we go.
1640, 2,000 men. Oh, wait. 1650, Dutch stadholder William II and Amsterdam reach accord about a standing army.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder why they're wondering about a standing army. What are they preparing for, or, what's going on with the Dutch in 1620? Or 50, sorry. Yeah. I mean, like, that's why, these seemingly nothing burger articles make it in here. It's just like, on the surface level, okay, whatever. But it's just like, okay, that is interesting. Why are they talking about a standing army? What's going on?
It'd be nice if they'd add a couple sentences in preparation of or something.
Well,
but you're not going to get everything. But the fact that it's in there is good.
Yeah, and that's, the whole purpose of the show is really not to educate, but it's to inspire people to look more into it. Like, just as you said, like, why are they talking about a standing army? Could we look this up during the show? Yes. But I'd rather our viewers look things up themselves and go down a rabbit hole and finding things out that we probably wouldn't have, found out ourselves. So look it up, people. Use this as a stepping
and then
stone.
let us know.
Yeah. Let us know in the comment section,
Yeah.
1676, Nathaniel Bacon. Bacon. Published Declaration of People of Virginia.
Bacon.
Yes. Declaration of People of Virginia in 1676. So this sounds like, murmurings like 100 years prior of independence, maybe. But what is this? It was a list of complaints issued by Nathaniel Bacon on 30th of July, 1676, in which he proclaimed Virginia's colonial governor, William Berkeley, to be corrupt and expressed his displeasure at what his followers regarded as unjust taxation and the government's failure to provide colonists protection from some tribes of American Indians. The presumed grievances brought about the uprising known as Bacon's Rebellion. This rebellion was regarded as the first of the new colonies. Whether Bacon's rebellion was serving the interests of the colonists or the king continues to be debated. The declaration and the rebellion as a whole was a long time coming and was a result of a crisis within Virginia's social, economic, and political problems. 100 years before the Revolution, we were all talking about, about this
Taxes,
stuff.
Yeah,
complaining about taxation and all that stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't...
Britain wanted their piece of the pie.
Yeah.
And they wanted a big chunk of it. And finally, everybody got tired of it.
Yeah. I wonder when that's going to happen here.
I don't know, but I hope the guy brings home the bacon.
What do we got here just 2 years later?
Yes, 1678, Robert LaSalle builds first ship in America, the brig, the Griffin.
I wonder what a brig is. Like, it's a type of ship, I think.
Yeah, it's a type of ship.
Brig ship. Let's see here. I mean, it might just talk about jails. Here we go. Brig is a type of sailing vessel defined by its rig, which is two masts, which are both square-rigged brigs originated in the second half of the 18th century. Okay, so this here, that's a brig. So that's the style of ship that was the first one to be built in, the New World. Okay. That's pretty cool. A double mast.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 1797. Actually, no, 1778. Sorry.
1778. Teatro alla Scala opens in Milan.
Huh. I wonder what that is. Teatro alla Scala. Oh, I guess it's a theater and concert, so it's it's like it's a public area type thing.
I guess so.
For entertainment. Okay.
That's 2 years after we pledged our independence, so big war was going on over here.
Yeah, it's still around. Here's a website for it, Teatro alla Scala. So it's still around. Like that's a long-standing company.
Yeah.
So. 1797. Ooh.
1797, Emperor Francis I permits Jews who served in military in countries of Bohemian Crown to marry non-Jews.
That's interesting. So if you served in the military, you were permitted to marry outside of your little sect or whatever.
Your religion.
Yeah. Well, religion, your sect, your whatever.
Well,
like,
we're talking about Jews, so.
Yeah. Well, that's a sect.
Yeah.
Like, their little compartment in society. Like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take this last 1700 one, and I'll take us to the next thing?
1798 Battle of Now. British Admiral Horatio Nelson forces the remnants of the French fleet to surrender, concluding a decisive victory for the British, who capture or destroy 11 French ships of the line and 2 frigates.
Ships of the line, dude, that is big. 11 capture or destroy 11 ships of the line. Like a ship of the line, like that was.
I don't know that term.
It was a type of naval warship constructed during the Age of Sail from the 17th century to the mid-19th century. The ship of the line was designed for the naval tactic known as the line battle, which involved the 2 columns of opposing warships maneuvering to volley fire with the cannons along the broadside. So very much like how you did with troops.
Yeah.
You did with cannons. With ships.
Yeah, fired back and forth.
So these are main battle ships.
Yeah.
And 11 of them. That is a wow.
Huge.
Like no one decisive victory. Horatio Nelson, one of the biggest names in all of naval warfare.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, moving on up into 1804, naturalist Alexander von Humboldt landed at Bordeaux, France, completing his 5-year expedition of Latin America. All right. And Alexander von Humboldt, naturalist and explorer. 1829, Gioacchino Rossetti's latest and greatest opera, Guillaume Tell, or William Tell, premiered at Salle la Pilateur in Paris. All right. 1852, the United States' first inter-college sporting event took place as the Harvard heavyweight rowing crew defeated Yale by 2 lengths over 2 miles on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. All right. Ooh, what do we got here in 1861? Some Civil War.
1861 Federal Fleet bombards Galveston, Texas.
Yeah, because Texas was part of the Confederacy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. This one's...
1863 Governor Seymour asked President Lincoln to suspend draft in New York.
That's a tall order.
What year again?
1863.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's smack dab in the middle of the Civil War.
Yeah.
And now you're asking him to suspend the draft? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, in New York, of all places? Where all the people are? Oh, I don't think so. I wonder if he did, though. Like... Huh. Alright, you got another sports one in 1880.
1880 American Canoe Association, founded at Lake George, New York. First Commodore William L. Alden.
We've been in canoes.
We've been in what?
Canoes. In the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is the American Canoe Association.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still paddling?
Very canoe, yeah.
1881, the Boers signed Convention of Pretoria, causing Transvaal to gain semi-autonomy. So that's nice. And this is during the First Boer War. This is African stuff.
What is it? Is that what it is? Okay, because
the Boer War.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
I don't really know much about it. I just know it was the Second Boer War, of course, is the more famous one here. But also known as the Boer War, the Anglo-Boer War, or the South African War, was a conflict fought between the British Empire and the 2 Boer republics, which were the South African Republic and the Orange Free State, over the Empire's influence in South Africa. So this was, Whitey trying to come in and, take over. So, Britain and France and Spain and Italy.
Getting at they were fighting against the Brits, right?
Yeah, they were trying.
Their independence, like we had.
Well, it wasn't really I guess it was independence, but it was not really independence. It was trying to not allow them to come in and take over, which they did anyway, because South Africa is predominantly white. There's apartheid, which you want to talk about something nutty. Hey, let's go to Africa and then make a law against Africans. Yeah, because that makes sense. You're in their land. What the hell are you doing? Like, stupid. 1881 as well, the U.S. National Lawn Tennis Association removed national from its name. So now it's just a U.S. Lawn Tennis Association, which that makes sense. You know,
makes it more worldwide.
Well, no, because national is national.
Yeah.
International is international.
And
so
if you leave it off, you can be either.
Well, you leave it off, and it's a superfluous word, the U.S. Lawn Tennis Association. So it's a Lawn Tennis Association of the U.S.
Yeah.
It's already national. You don't need the word in there.
True.
You know?
True.
Unless you want to be international, in which you wouldn't even say the U.S. because...
Then you leave the U.S.
Yeah, then it would be International Lawn Tennis Association. Which I wonder if there is one. Oh. In 1882, here we go, U.S. Congress passed the first law restricting immigration. Oh, we can use some of that again right now. You know, some serious things.
You think?
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, I started in the 1800s, so why don't you start the 1900s?
Firestone Tire and Rubber Company, founded in Akron, Ohio.
Ohio.
By who? By Harvey Firestone.
By Harvey Firestone.
Yeah. You know, Firestone, they're still around, so they have to be good. But I tell you what, I will never buy one Firestone product in my entire life because I remember the massive blowout problems. Remember they were underinflating their tires and people were having blowouts on the freeway and people were getting into accidents and dying and it was a whole thing.
I have no memory of that whatsoever.
Wow, I am surprised. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Firestone blowouts. Let's see here. Firestone and Ford tire controversy. In the 1990s, saw hundreds of people die in automobile crashes caused by the failure of Firestone tires installed on light trucks and SUVs made by Ford Motor Company. Unusually high failure rates of, you know, whatever this is, and the wilderness tires.
Type of tire.
First generation Ford Explorer and similar vehicles caused crashes that killed 238 people and injured around 500 others in the United States alone, and more died in other countries. So because they were just they're underinflating them. I am surprised.
Yeah.
They made fun of it in Scary Movie 2. Like, Scary Movie 2, Firestone.
I don't think I saw that. I saw a Scary Movie, but I don't think I saw it too.
Yeah. Well, they're all crap, but
yeah,
you know,
well, that's why I saw one. I think on your behalf.
Yeah, but like, here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Let me play this really quick.
Yeah, it's just a skip.
Let's see. No, look.
Oh yeah.
Firestone. He had a blowout on his wheelchair. But yeah, like it was such a big thing. They made fun of it in a movie. I am shocked that you don't remember that.
No.
I am absolutely shocked. So, what else do we got here? Let me get back to the history. 1904. Ooh.
British journalist Francis Younghusband visits Forbidden City, Lhasa.
Now, you know, that's cool and all, but I want to go back to his name, Younghusband. What a name. What if you're old and not married? You know?
Then
you're a lie.
Old not husband.
Like young husband versus old bachelor? Like, you know.
Well, even if you got married old, you'd still be lying. You ain't young.
Yeah, but then if you get married, you know, and you change the last name of your wife, now you're married to another young husband. Uh-oh. Like, that's confusing. Well, I guess that would fit in today's world, you know. You don't even know anymore.
I have a thought, but I'm not going there.
Well, I mean...
Just not going to touch it.
Speaking of... Did you meant to say it that way?
No, I didn't. Only your mind would go there.
No, but like, oh God, what was I going to say? Oh, completely skipped my mind. Oh well, let's move on up to 1906.
1906, Washington Nationals Tom Hughes becomes first MLB pitcher to win 1-0 extra innings games off his own home run in the 10th versus St. Louis Browns.
I remember what I was gonna say.
What?
It's becoming a trend because you know how people used to spike drinks, with like Rufalin or whatever and all that stuff.
Okay.
Dates. Now like humor aside, like I've talked to people who actually do this. Now when they go out, on bars, they go on dates and everything, they spike their date's drink with Viagra. I'm not joking. Like, because you don't know. So you spike it with Viagra. If your lady friend all of a sudden, gets a tumor, so to speak, so
just move on, please.
Hey, you just you never know anymore these days. 1907, Emperor Wilhelm of Germany met with Tsar Nicholas of Russia to discuss Germany's plan to build a railroad to Baghdad. This discussion helped move Russia towards Britain and eventually the Triple Alliance.
Ooh.
That didn't last long because that's just, like 7 years. Yeah, 7 years before the outbreak of the First World War, which we're actually going to be talking about here.
7 years? It starts. You telling me it started at 16?
14.
Okay. That's
7
5 years.
7, 14.
9. 7. It's 9. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong date.
1907.
Okay, excuse
to
me. I'm looking at the wrong date.
1914.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking at the wrong date on the screen.
Oh, yeah. And then 1908, French brothers Amédée and Jean Boissonnier discovered the fossil remains of a nearly complete 60,000-year-old Neanderthal man, old man of La Chapelle, at La Chapelle aux Saints in France. Wow, that's a discovery. Got some MLB stuff here in 1909. Oh,
1909, MLB umpire Tim Hurst instigates a riot by spitting in the face of A's second baseman Eddie Collins, who had questioned a call. 2 weeks later, Hurst banned for life.
Yeah.
So the umpire spit
The
at him?
umpire spit at the player,
Good grief.
and it started a riot. Stupid. Like, you're supposed to be the person to not start riots.
Yeah.
Like, you're the umpire. You're the de-escalator, not the escalator. Oh, here we go. Some California stuff.
Wheatland hop riot in California farm. 4 die in one of the first farm labor disputes.
Ooh. The Wheatland hop riot.
Huh.
I want to look that up here really quick. Wheatland hop riots. Let's go to the hop.
Where were we growing wheat? I guess anywhere in here.
Well, I mean, California is a major basin,
Yeah, we just don't grow wheat anymore, I guess.
It was a violent confrontation during the strike of agricultural workers demanding decent working conditions at the Durst Ranch in Wheatland, California on August 3rd, 1913. The riot, which resulted in 4 deaths and numerous injuries, was subsequently blamed by local authorities who were controlled by management upon the Industrial Workers of the World, IWW. We spoke about these guys yesterday. The IWW. The Wheatland Hop Riot was among the first major farm labor confrontations in California and a harbinger of further such battles in the U.S. throughout the 20th century. So, workers' rights.
Yeah.
And hops.
So, agricultural battles in California goes way back.
Now,
We've had them a lot over the years.
This is the Wheatland Hop Riots. So it's not over wheat, it's over hops.
Yeah.
So, like, the area is called Wheatland, but they were growing hops for beer.
Yeah.
Huh. So that's why it's called that. Interesting.
That makes... I don't know, recall us ever growing wheat here.
Probably did. I mean...
Could have.
1914, the first unofficial trip through the Panama Canal by the SS Cristobal.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Unofficial trip. So I wonder if it's not yet completed or what.
Maybe they were testing it to see it works before we officially open.
I guess so. But then you'd think, like, at the end it'd be like, okay, let's make it official. Like, since it made safe passage. Yeah. While that was going on, Belgium rejected the demand to allow free crossing for German army, leading to their invasion hours later. So,
whoa.
it was like, yeah, and my camera appears to have been frozen. Huh. Alright. Well, let's see, I don't know how to fix that. So we're just going to have to deal with me frozen. Oh well. 1914 as well, British Foreign Secretary Edward Grey famously remarked, quote, "The lamps are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit again in our lifetime," end quote. and that's the beginning of World War One.
Right.
I've been saying that it officially, it started on November 11th, but this next article it ties in with the one I just read prior to this one. Germany invaded Belgium and declared war on France, beginning World War One.
Yeah.
So,
who was it that got shot?
Archduke Franz Ferdinand
Yeah.
of Austria-Hungary, I believe.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. Man, the guy was Serbia. Like, actually, I've brought these guys up before. History, bombs, World War One. There's one, like the opening line is so powerful. Like, let me just play this really quick.
One bullet from a young Serbian's gun has triggered the spark for World War One. But how did one shot prove so lethal as to kill over 17 million people?
Right there. Yeah. How did one shot prove so lethal as to kill 17 million people? I mean, you want to talk about escalation?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
By chance that it happened.
Yeah, by chance. Yeah, do you want to let us know? I know, of course, but you want to tell
fill me in.
Tim?
Oh, I already know. Go ahead.
I know.
Tell me.
Do you want to explain it?
You go ahead. You're probably more detailed on it than I
am. Well, I don't know, but anyway, basically, so in a nutshell, what happened was, the Serbian guy, the assassin.
Yeah.
He put himself along the pre-planned route that Franz Ferdinand was gonna take.
Yeah.
But there was a traffic jam, and this is I don't remember the exact timeline of events, but there was another assassination attempt with a bomb that went off, and it killed other people in the motorcade, but they kept going. But there was traffic, so Franz Ferdinand's motorcade took a detour, and the Serbian had already given up.
Get up.
So he went to some bistro or whatever and was sitting outside eating a sandwich. Just so happened that the motorcade was doing a detour right past that little bistro or whatever. So he literally was just like, stood up and then just shot him right there. It was completely everything, all the plans had fallen apart, but it was as if the timeline itself was just no, he's gonna die.
What? This is what I love about history.
Yeah, it's kind of like it was meant to happen.
Yeah, the little details that change things to happen or not to happen. Most recently, Trump looking at the screen only gets his ear.
Yeah.
That wasn't meant to happen.
Oh, dude, had he not turned his head would have blown off.
Yeah.
We
I don't want to turn it into a Trump thing, but my point being, those little things that happen to make them happen or not happen.
Another example that I love bringing up is the whole Lincoln thing.
Yeah.
A week before his assassination, his cousin fell into the train well of a station or whatever, and the brother of John Wilkes Booth saved him. Had that not happened, instead of going to the theater, Lincoln would have probably been going to a funeral for that relative.
Mourning in some way. Yeah.
So
I do remember a little bit.
A little wild how no matter what, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Where were we? Okay, we got that one. 1914, New York.
1914, New York Yankees catcher Les Nunemaker throws out 3 Tigers runners to second base, running the first innings, only time in 20th century.
Huh. All right, you have
pretty cool.
A couple more. I'm gonna fiddle with my camera, see if I can get it to work here. So anybody watching the Rumble stream is gonna see a black screen here for a little bit. But what else do we got?
1914, World Alliance for Promoting International Friendship Through Churches formed.
Let's see if this works. Deactivate.
1918, the first Allied troops land at Archangel, the Russian port on the White Seas.
I have my background blurred, but I couldn't see it. Hold on a second. Let me change my background to nothing. Is it going to let me? No, it's not. Actually, hold on a second. It's over here. Nope. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, now try it. Trying to give you the old bunny ears. All right. So what did we just cover? The 1918.
Yeah, the Allied troops.
All right. 1921. We have the first aerial crop dusting in Troy, Ohio, to kill caterpillars. So, crop dusting. You know what crop dusting
of course.
This is the first documented crop dusting.
To kill caterpillar. Well,
Yeah.
they eat a lot of
Yeah.
your food.
Mm-hmm. Which, if anybody
But they'll be butterflies
or moths,
or moths.
yeah. If anybody who knows the loon here, he likes crop dusting in a different way. That's when you fart and you walk away. You're just crop dusting.
Is that a term?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I've said, I've literally, we've been going down the stairs and you farted. And I'm like, well, don't crop dust me, man. Like, what the hell? Living with old people. What can I say?
I assume you were walking behind me. Is that the deal?
Well, yeah, you don't fart forward. Unless you're a woman.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, if you're a man and you fart forward, you have some serious problems. It's not supposed to work that way.
No.
1921, MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis handed out life bans to 8 Chicago White Sox players accused in the Black Sox scandal, despite their acquittal by a Chicago jury. So.
Oh, I didn't realize they were acquitted.
Well, now you do. I didn't know either. I don't know. I don't know 90% of the things that we report on, but this is how we learn. But yeah, no, he's just like no, I don't care. You're gone. And I don't blame him. No nonsense.
You can't bet on your games when you're playing them.
Yeah. 1923, baseball games were canceled following the death of U.S. President Warren G. Harding. All right. And while that happened, of course, Vice President Calvin Coolidge became the 30th president upon the death of Warren G. Harding.
My fave. So, there he is, Calvin Coolidge.
Calvin Coolidge. Why? Because he's cool?
No, he wanted to cut government way down in size. He wanted a smaller federal government.
Good. We need that. Absolutely.
Didn't work.
Well,
look what we got.
Yeah, well. What else do we got here? 1924?
1924, Dutch track cyclist Piet Moskops wins his 4th consecutive UCI World Sprint Championship in Paris.
No, you said it right, Petty. Oh.
Patty.
I
wonder if 24, if they were on those bank tracks then, or what?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think they were going that fast back then. I mean, the technology and everything, and I don't know.
I don't know, you can go pretty fast on those things.
Today.
Oh, today.
Yeah. But like in 1924.
Have you ever seen it when they start to try to pedal? They got to stand up and just push the hell out of those pedals.
Yeah, put it on the hardest
gear. Such a high gear.
Yeah.
Actually, low gear, I guess.
There's this one video. Here it is, and this, believe it or not, this was before a certain other old guy falling over. This is hilarious. Watch this. An 89-year-old cyclist.
Whoops.
Oh,
no. No, he was 89?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
He pulled a Biden.
Wow.
that came out before Biden, and when I saw that video of him falling down, I'm like, oh my god, it's just like that other guy.
He took a header there, though.
Yeah, he fell. Poor guy. I hope he's okay. Well, at 89 now, he's probably dead. Well, that came out 4 years ago, but I know this video is. I don't know. That's why I said
he may
probably.
not be all there after that fall, but.
Yeah. I wish him well if he's still around, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
And rest in peace if he's not. What else do we got? 25.
1925, last U.S. troops leave Nicaragua. There since 1912. Ooh.
Jeez.
Yeah, we are an occupying nation. We do like to stick our finger in everyone's pie. So. But then you got some Olympic stuff here in 28.
1928, Ray Barbuti wins 400 meters in 47.8 at the Amsterdam Olympics, the only individual track event won by the American at the Games.
Nice. So representation.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And you can take this next one if you want. It's baseball.
1930, for the second time in this year, Phillies outfielder Chuck Klein hits his safely in 26 games, run halted in the second game of doubleheader versus Boston Braves.
Wow. 26 straight games of hitting safely? That's amazing.
The record's quite a bit higher than that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's a bunch of games for straight hits.
Well, let's see here. MLB straight hits record, right? Hitting streak? Is that
hitting streak?
What
Yeah.
I'm looking for? All right. Joe DiMaggio at 56. Holy crap!
I knew it was a bunch.
In 41. So
he
was
had his autograph on a dollar bill, and I don't know what the hell happened to it.
Yeah, you said that. That's a real shame.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea what happened to it.
Yeah. 1932, and not 1930 as well, but the year 1930 plus 2 more years. So,
Yeah.
official automatic timing and photo finish camera for track events was used for the first time at the Los Angeles Olympics.
Ooh.
Instrumental in changing 110-meter hurdles final. Review gave Donald Finley bronze ahead of American Jack Keller. So yeah, that's
The 32 Olympics is when the Coliseum was built and all those pools and everything over there, downtown by USC. You know, there's a museum we've been to over there.
Oh, okay.
Big Coliseum.
Now, the
built in
Olympics are
32.
coming back to LA here in 4 years.
Yeah,
we got to be out of here by then. I don't want that. I don't want to be
God.
anywhere around that crap. You know?
I'll tell you what, though, when the Olympics were here in 86, something like that,
Sounds right.
I just got home and there's all kinds of people out on the street. I think I came back from San Diego or something, your mom and I.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are all these people doing now? So I asked them, and the torch is coming down the street. So down Colima there.
Oh, nice.
So we went down, watched the torch go by. It was just awesome.
By the way.
Oh, man, was it awesome. See that torch go by.
Now, you want to know where the torch came from?
Yeah, it came from, what do you call it over there? The founding in Europe. Where is it? Where did the Olympics start?
Greece?
Yes, it comes from Greece.
Wrong.
Okay.
Hitler.
Hitler?
Hitler started the whole flame thing. Now, it might have existed.
Fortunately, he flamed out.
Yeah. But there might have been
goes back farther than
there
that.
might have been a torch thing. Well, you know what? Let's look it up right now. Who started the Olympic torch thing? I misspelled torch. Olympic flame. Let's see here. It is also a symbol of continuity between ancient and modern games. The Olympic flame is lit at Olympia, Greece, several months before. Okay, yada yada yada. The first time that a symbolic flame made its appearance in the Summer Olympic Games was for the 1928 Summer Olympics in Amsterdam. The main purpose of this fire, placed in a large bowl on top of a slender tower named the Marathon Tower, was to indicate for miles around where in Amsterdam the Olympic Games were being held. So it's a beacon and everything.
Okay, well that's pretty recent though. I thought it'd be older than that.
Well, it might have started. It of course did start in Greece, but like as far as like the main thing.
Yeah.
Now it said 1928, and we all know that Hitler was. It was in 32 or whatever. When was it? Well, like 30 something. We will be
later 30s, I think.
Yeah.
It was just before World War II.
Well, 36. Actually, we will be talking about a major event that happened during that time. When the idea of a symbolic fire was introduced during the 28 Summer Olympics, an employee of the electric utility of Amsterdam lit the first symbolic flame in the Marathon Tower at the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. The Olympic flame and the Olympic torch relay was first introduced in the Summer Olympics at 36 in the Berlin by Carl Diem.
There you go.
So,
yeah, the 32 Olympics we just said were here.
The first ever torch lighting ceremony was held in Olympia, Greece on July 20th, 1936. The torches used were made by Krupp, and the mirror used to light the flame was made by Zeiss Optics, both companies with links to the Nazi government at the time.
Sure.
So, much like the Autobahn and a Volkswagen, this whole Olympic torch thing, Hitler wasn't directly, oh, let's do it, but he was behind it, for sure, to some capacity.
Yeah.
So, that whole torch thing that we love so much is a product of Nazism.
Well, the promotion of it is.
Yeah.
It's not the product.
Yeah, well, the extension, the popularity of it.
But there is a caretaker now of the flame.
Yeah. Well, that
Sure, they
whole
protect
flame
it.
thing, the whole flame thing is a lie. There's so many examples of along the trail it goes out and people literally just bring out a lighter and just relight it. It's all fictitious. It's
Yeah,
all
but
crap.
the original flame's still in a box somewhere. It may have gone out and they relit that. But supposedly the flame's ongoing. I don't know.
It's not.
Could be all BS.
It's all BS. So, but anyway, speaking of that, why don't did we already? Yeah, we did that one. Sir King, you want to take 33 through 36?
1933, Philadelphia A's beat New York Yankees 7-0, first time in 308 games. Bronx Bombers are shut out.
Ah,
That's the Dodgers.
Ah.
Bronx Bombers.
okay. Sounded like they bombed. They got shut out. What else?
What else you got?
1934, Adolf Hitler merges the offices of German Chancellor and President, declaring himself Führer.
Yep. Total
The
ruler.
Führer. Yep. And this next one here, this is awesome.
There we go.
This is awesome.
One of our great
T-
heroes.
Were they? So before he became Führer, were they doing the president?
Yeah, there was
Like
like a
system?
there was like a president. There was like a
The chancellor and the president.
Yeah, chancellor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the chancellor, and then there was a president, and then he became both, and
Everything.
then he just merged the whole thing. So,
Okay.
but he originally
Okay.
was the chancellor, I believe.
Yes, I think that's what he rose to chancellor,
Yeah.
and then gave him the power to get rid of the president.
Yeah. Oh,
I believe.
I think so too.
Okay, I want to hear about Jesse Owens. Great American hero.
Great human hero.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he put it to
Yeah.
Hitler. Hitler was so pissed.
Yeah. Well, I have a thing from Bill Burr
It
here.
was so awesome.
I have a thing from Bill Burr here to play when you're done reading this.
1936. Oh yeah, I know that bit. 1936, American splinter Jesse Owens wins the 100 meters, and with just 10.3 seconds in front of Adolf Hitler in a famous race at the Berlin Olympics. First of 4 gold medals at the games.
Yep. And Bill Burr, like,
theory, because it's like
he has this 6 minutes, so like.
the next Olympics, he's like up in the broadcast booth, his career's over. He's like never seen that before in my life. Down. Those other 9 guys aren't standing there
Oh.
like, fuck, why didn't I think of
Hold
that
on
shit?
a second.
I'm not close. I don't think I've ever seen
Their
this.
whole
I thought
angle
I saw everything he is.
was fucked up, and he made Hitler leave in like the 3rd quarter.
Yeah,
right?
here we go.
Yeah.
Let me rewind it.
Just let me finish. Let me work my way.
Oh yeah.
The big S on your chest. I'm telling you, man, that's the funny thing about Hitler. Just let me finish. Let me work my way.
Yeah, let him explain.
Let me work my way through this idea. No, that's my favorite sports clip is that Jesse Owens shit. I just love it because their whole angle was fucked up. He made Hitler leave in like the 3rd quarter, right? He's putting down his number 1 finger, just fucking walking out of the stadium. Jesus Christ. Their whole thing was like, we are going to create a superior race. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, I think we accidentally already did that. Now we send a select group of people to the gym every day for a couple hundred years. It's paying dividends. They're fucking dunking on us every day. Dude, how quiet was that limo ride home with Hitler? You know what I'm saying? You know he was talking crazy shit when they were on the way there. They were all amped up. They're going to dominate Sieg Heil. Just going off. That whole ride home, they're just sitting there all quiet. You're sitting next to an even angrier than usual Adolf Hitler, trying to make some sort of small talk, like, hey, it is one nice day, isn't it? You know, nice food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right in your face, Hitler. Like, eat it. You know?
Well, that's the whole point. Not only did they lose, but they lost to a black man. Oh
Yeah.
my God, to the superior race. Right.
Yeah, sure.
That's what's great. Just pissed them off to no end.
You know, the only thing superior about the Nazis is how well they do at losing. You know?
Boy, I'll tell you, they didn't come that.
Yeah,
they
they
came
did
pretty
awful
close
stuff.
to winning.
Yeah.
That's the scary part of it.
Yeah, well, what's really scary is that, you know, the Bushes had direct ties with the Nazi Party. I mean...
Now,
like,
that I've never heard before.
Oh, yeah, no, like George H.W. Bush's dad, like, you know, the before Herbert Walker,
yeah.
his dad, his company directly with the Nazi Party. Directly.
Never
not
heard
not
that before.
not working, you know, unlimited. No, like directly, like
Right.
you know, as I'm touching you, directly
Gotcha.
linked.
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna leave that one alone for
crazy.
now. I'll have to look that up.
1940, Lithuanian SSR was accepted into the USSR. So you know, here we go, more Soviet Union stuff. 1940 as well, the seaplane Claire made the first British passenger flight to the U.S.
Claire, huh?
So yeah, the seaplane Claire. So the first, going across the Atlantic and all that stuff, and not even like I'm not even sure like if they're talking about like a one nonstop, or if this is truly like the first ever aircraft that started in Britain and ended in the United States. Like,
Well, they're
that's-
talking about
as far as passengers are concerned,
you're not going to stop in the middle of the Atlantic.
no, unless you're a seaplane, which this
Well,
was.
you can.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, but you won't find much in fuel.
No.
So, but 1941, gas, aka petroleum, was sales limited in the U.S. Of course, the war effort.
Yeah.
So, 1941 as well, Joe DiMaggio went 0-4 in Yankees 6-2 loss versus the St. Louis Browns, ending his on-base streak of 76 games, the second in MLB history. That is impressive.
Okay, the reason why 74 and the hitting record was 56 is because he either got on by a walk or an error, which isn't a hit.
And here we go, Sir King. This is a big one.
Oh, sorry, what were we on?
1943.
41? DiMaggio?
43.
Oh, General S. Patton slaps USGI in hospital, accusing him of cowardice.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Boy, that just blew up in his face. One of our great generals, and it blew up in his face.
Yeah, it did. That was the beginning of the end. But let me play this clip really
That
quick.
was such a good movie.
Yeah, it
Man,
was.
did he do a job in it.
And I know, I'm gonna play this full clip. This is from movie clips and everything. Well, actually, this might be copywritten still.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it.
I wouldn't play the entire clip, but right here, like he's over here. There's this guy. His entire face is screwed up.
Yeah.
You can see he Patton left a medal. Well, actually, he does that before this video, but you see he left a medal and everything. He's Patton's a soldier. He was legitimately,
Just can't
war
take
guy.
it, sir.
But we have this guy over here with shell shock. He's crying and everything, and
What did you say?
It's my nerves, sir. I just can't stand the shelling anymore.
Nerves. Hell, you're just a goddamn coward. We have a yellow bastard sitting here crying in front of these brave men who've been wounded in battle. Shut up!
now I don't think he slapped the helmet off of him. That might be just more
Well, yeah,
drama.
it could be, movie dramatics.
Yeah, but still,
What do they call it?
Hollywooding. I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah, that really happened.
Yeah.
And then he was forced to go out and make an apology.
Yeah, oh, yeah. A major
that,
apology.
that crap is still happening today.
Oh, compared to then, it's majorly I mean, that was nothing compared to what's happening today.
Oh yeah, no. If that had happened today, they probably would have had him shot. Patton, that is. Yikes.
Now we have some top general out there declaring he has to understand his whiteness. Oh, come on, you're white. Give it a break. Doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah.
A bullet sounds the same way in every language, and it doesn't give a flying crap.
Will kill any color that gets in its way.
Speaking of killing anything that gets in its way, 1943, Nazi occupiers attacked the city of Orel and left it on fire. Yikes.
Yeah.
It went into a city and they left it on fire. 1944, Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp gassed 4,000 gypsies.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, like, that's something that, a lot of people don't realize about the Holocaust. It wasn't all about the Jews. They did the same to the gypsies, to handicapped people, mentally, physically.
Yeah, they wanted a pure society.
But,
a pure white society.
Yeah. But for some reason, like everything else, it all became about the Jews. I don't know why.
They're the bulk of it by far. Even 4,000, that's horrific, and not to be diminished, but
it's always diminished. So.
Well, you certainly don't hear about it, but
exactly. Because the gypsies don't run our media.
Just horrible.
So. 1948, U.S. divers Vicky Draves, Zoe-Ann Olsen, and Patsy Elsener went 1-2-3 in a U.S. clean sweep of the medals in the women's 3-meter springboard at the London Olympics. All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And we also have another U.S. clean sweep of the medals in the men's 3-meter springboard diving in the London Olympics with Bruce Harlan winning the gold, Miller Anderson silver, and Sammy Lee bronze. USA! USA! And then another sweep of the medals in the men's shot put at the London Olympics with Wilbur Thompson taking the gold ahead of teammates Jim Delaney and Jim Fuchs. Oh, all right. So Wilbur, Jim, and Jim.
Yeah.
All right. What else? 1948, FDR advisor Alger Hiss accused of being a communist. That was a death sentence.
Oh, yeah.
1948.
Yeah.
I mean, not yet to the McCarthyism.
Hiss.
But
yeah, no, not there yet.
So you know about Alger Hiss?
Yes, I do. I mean, I don't remember it, but I remember
but
about it for sure.
Let us know a little bit.
Well, you have it right there, but he was accused of...
was he a communist? Was he found?
I believe he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My memory could serve, because I remember it as fairly young, maybe 9-10 years old. So how accurate is my memory? I'm not quite sure. That's why I don't want to really expand on it a whole bunch. Well, Albert Hiss was a big name back in when I was a kid of just being a commie.
Yeah. In 1948, the Negro League veteran pitcher Satchel Paige, age 42, debuted in Cleveland after controversial signing. Went 7 innings and 5-3 win versus Washington. And you know what? I don't care about cancel culture anymore. I'm just, it's a freaking, it's history. The Negro League. I'm not saying it out of hate. Like,
here's what upsets
damn
me
name
about
of the fucking league.
Yeah,
dude.
and because they weren't allowed in the major leagues, so they had their own league.
Yeah.
And here's what upsets me about it. And obviously, I wasn't around, or I was too young to remember.
Negro means black in Spanish.
We didn't get to see how good the blacks were, and Satchel Paige is just the tip of how good these athletes were.
Had he been allowed to play
with we didn't get to see him or see him compete
until later on.
That's the shame. Well, you saw him in the Negro League, but it was the Negro League until he came in very late into the major.
That's what
league.
I'm saying. Like
and
later
it was still
on,
fantastic.
Yeah, later on, he still dunked on us, so to speak. When he was up there in age and all that jazz.
42 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, at age 42. So but he was what, 50 something? Like we talked about it. He was.
I'm not. Well, he wasn't that old, but he was in his 40s.
No, he was 50. Right here, 1956, 50-year-old baseball pitching star Satchel Paige signed a contract to play for and manage the Birmingham Black Barons. Oh, that's still the.
Well, he had already played, so he went back to manage and play, probably.
I'm trying to find. Okay, 62. Satchel Paige, at the age of 62 and needing 158 days on the MLB payroll to qualify for pension, was signed by the Atlanta Braves, but he doesn't pitch and became a coach.
Well, there you go. So he get a pension.
Okay,
and good for him. Work the system after you're screwed.
Yeah.
See, now then I will cheer someone on for working the system.
Yes. As long as it's just.
Yeah, well, he got screwed in the beginning. Let's give him a break now on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
And kudos for the Braves for bringing him on.
Yeah. 1952, the 15 Summer Olympics closed in Helsinki, Finland. All right. And 1954, the first VTOL, vertical takeoff and land, flown. I had no idea they had that technology back then.
Yeah.
But then again, it happened. Why am I surprised when it happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Harrier jets, vertical takeoff and landing. The first VTOL, 1954.
What about helicopters, though?
That's not a VTOL. I mean, that's a helicopter. The whole thing is designed. But
Oh,
this
so
is
this will be so
specifically
it'll go off and
this is an
fly.
aircraft specifically
Yeah,
designed
okay.
to take off and then fly.
Okay.
It's not a
So the
helicopter. It's an
technology
airplane.
going up was there with helicopters. It just.
Oh, of course, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm looking at. Going, why so late?
No,
Yeah,
well,
okay. Yeah, I got it.
um,
I've seen one of those back in
oh,
the day.
it's this one. I remember this one. Okay, so this is wild. So this is the VTOL.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you see how it looks?
Yeah.
What it was is a plane, and then he stood it straight up on its back like a rocket, and it took off with a front propeller that
Yeah.
took off, but then
And
it
came up parallel and did the rock.
but then to land, it slowed down, and then it did this to re-land.
Yeah.
So it actually that has got to be difficult.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if you remember or not, back in the day when I was taking you down to San Diego to see your grandparents.
yeah, there's a Harrier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Camp Pendleton. We
Yeah.
pulled over and stopped and watched the whole thing land and the whole bit.
Yeah,
It was
But-
awesome.
but that was up and out.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
up and
Oh, yeah, no,
over.
no,
This
no.
is a whole different thing.
Obviously.
It looks like the Germans were trying to work on one too. Look at that.
Ooh,
Huh.
that looks more like a rocket.
Yeah, but it's the same body. But that's Nazi Germany paint scheme.
Technology-wise, amazing how much the Germans were doing.
Oh man. Absolutely. What else do we got here? 55, Sir King.
Give me a minute here.
All right,
Sorry.
we have Belgian middle distance runner Roger Moens broke Rudolf Harbig's long-standing 800-meter world record in 1 minute 45.7 seconds in Oslo, Norway. All right. We also have Hurricane Connie began pounding the U.S. for 11 days, making landfall in North Carolina and traveling to the Great Lakes. What the hell?
Jeez.
Wow, it got way
Great
inland.
Lakes, yeah.
Wow, North Carolina to the Great Lakes. That is unprecedented.
That is.
That's a lot of land
Yeah.
for a storm to cover.
That's coming off the Atlantic and going all the way into the lakes. Wow.
Wow, yeah. And not just traveling from the water, but just going straight up just through land, no steam.
Yeah, usually they die out overland.
Yeah. 56. U.S. sprinter Willie Williams set a 100-meter world record at 10.1 in Berlin, Germany. All right.
Not quite breaking the 10-second barrier.
Just on the edge.
Yeah, they were close.
2 years later, 1958, MLB Baltimore Orioles manager Paul Richards was ejected from both games of a doubleheader at Tiger Stadium in Detroit,
jeez.
Michigan.
He had a bad day.
Whoopsies! What did he do? So, while he was having a bad day, some records were having a good day. 1958 as well, the USS Nautilus reached the North Pole, becoming the first submarine to achieve submarine transit to the North Pole.
Yeah, what year was that?
58.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Vaguely remember that.
But they were testing to see whether or not it was even possible to stay underwater for that much time.
Oh, it was a big
because
deal.
the biggest problem now is not power, but it's air.
Well, power is going to generate
not
air
with a
for
nuclear power. Oh no,
They didn't. That was nuclear power then.
yeah, the Nautilus.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that was the whole point. It was
Yeah.
the first nuclear
Now they
submarine.
could stay under that long.
But
yeah.
how
that's
much
right.
of the air scrubbers and all that stuff.
Something goes wrong, you're dead.
Yeah, well, but I mean, it used to be that not only did submarines have to surface to recharge, but to replenish their airs.
yeah.
They didn't really have much of scrubbers, and also in an emergency, they have candles they burn. So I don't know how you burn candles to make oxygen, but they do.
I thought fire consumed oxygen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But let's see here, submarine oxygen candle. They have candles for in a pinch. It's not a traditional candle, but they put these things in this device and they burn it and it generates oxygen.
Okay, so it's not a candle.
It's called a candle. It's an oxygen candle.
Yeah.
So
It's not what we're thinking of.
No, well, it burns like a candle, but it's not. It's in function like a candle, but also in function not. So, actually, let's see here. Submarine oxygen candle. Chemical oxygen generator.
Maybe carbon. Probably.
It is a device that releases oxygen via a chemical reaction. The oxygen source is usually an inorganic superoxide, chlorates, or perchlorates. Ozonides are a promising group of oxygen sources as well. The generators are usually ignited by a firing pin, and the chemical reaction is usually exothermic, making the generator a potential fire hazard. Potassium superoxide was used as an oxygen source on early crewed missions of the Soviet space program, in submarines for use in emergency situations, for firefighters, and for mine rescue.
Okay.
So you burn it, but it generates oxygen.
Yeah.
That's, which is, directly.
Chemicals, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, they still have stuff like that for today. Like, for if you're down there and you can't, if you service, you're dead. If your oxygen scrubbers are out, then now you have, like, a backup to a backup. Redundancies. But what do we got here? Do you want to take us into the 60s here, Sir King?
Yeah, 1960 for the only time in MLB history teams exchanged managers as Detroit trades Jimmy Dykes 45-52 record for Cleveland's Joe Gordon 49-46.
So two teams switched managers.
So they traded.
Weird.
So obviously the front office has traded and they made the deal.
Now that's
At
weird.
the
How
game or
often do they
anything.
trade managers? You don't really
Not
hear
often.
About. Yeah, usually it's about players and such. So.
Yeah.
And how bad are you to be a manager to be traded, and like somebody's getting the bum end of the deal.
Well, they both think they're getting the better deal. That's what a trade's all about for their club.
Yeah.
They think it's better for us, and they think this is better for us also. So if it's a win-win, and sometimes it's a lose-lose.
Yep.
And sometimes a win-lose.
Yeah. Got a couple more 60s here.
And 1960, Lee Petty and his sons Richard and Maurice race against each other on the first day, only time at Dixie Speedway in Birmingham, Alabama. Richard second, Lee third.
That's pretty cool. A family, getting into a race together and all that stuff. So, this next one, be careful with the pronunciation. If you want, I can read it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Niger.
Here a little bit.
1960, Niger gained independence from France. So, yeah.
1960, Pittsburgh Steelers NFL beat Toronto Argonauts CFL 43-16 in an exhibition game at the CNE Stadium, Toronto.
43-16.
Good grief.
Dang. That's one-sided right there.
1961, Pittsburgh Pirates rout the St. Louis Cardinals 19-0, the largest lopsided shutout in NL history.
Yeah. National League.
That's hockey, right?
19-0.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between 43 and 16? Let's see here. Math. 43 minus 16. 27. So the discrepancy is even bigger for this other one, but still 19
that was
and 9.
Biggest lopsided
Yeah.
shutout.
Yeah.
They scored no runs. That was the key to that thing.
Yeah. 1963, the Beatles' final performance at the Cavern Club in Liverpool, England. Now that's where they got their start, right? The Cavern Club.
Yeah. What's the deal there? Oh, before they never came back, I guess.
Yeah,
They got
that was their
too
final
big.
performance.
Yeah.
1963 as well, Warner Brothers Records released single of Alan Sherman's novelty song, Hello Mother.
Hello, Father.
Here I am at
Camp Granada.
And it's very
Entertaining.
If only it'll stop.
Raining.
Sets of music of Ammo Killer Pinocchio's Dance of the Hours from his 1876 opera La Gioconda. Now, I had no idea that little tune was centuries old. Wow.
No kidding.
And like every now and then we just, jingle that little chime, at each other.
Yeah.
Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got here in 66?
1966, South African government bans records by the Beatles.
Ah, that's not good though.
Yeah.
By what?
The Beatles.
Yeah, well,
Oh, the Beatles.
The Beatles. I'm
They
pronouncing
got
it
a
the way
little
you say
bit
it.
too into
Beatles.
The Beatles.
bashing Christianity, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think they're doing it for
Yeah.
Christianity.
I
don't know.
Really? This is around the time where they're like, hey, We're bigger than Jesus.
We're bigger than Jesus is one of their statements.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff. They got worse as they went along, I think.
But weren't they always also about freedom and all that stuff? And South Africa was about apartheid and all that whatnot. Like
maybe.
You know, when did they
whatever.
say? When did the Beatles?
Actually, John.
Why were the Beatles banned in South Africa?
Well, let's see here.
More popular than Jesus.
So they did say it in '66, and this was '66, so same year. But why did South Africa ban the Beatles? Let's see here. Music in the movement against apartheid. So I have a feeling that their music was anti-apartheid. Maybe you're right. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
Sounds like it.
Well, like he's saying that they're banning that South Africa is banning it because their music is anti-Christian. I think they're banning it because they're all about peace and love and freedom, and South Africa is apartheid.
It's in there against apartheid.
Yeah.
So whatever they said in some of their lyrics, I guess.
Maybe a little bit of both. You know, I don't know.
One gives reason for all.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. 67. You got two of them.
1967, 45,000 U.S. soldiers sent to Vietnam.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also in 1967, James Law rides entire New York City subway in 22 hours and 12 minutes.
You know, I wonder how long it'll be today to ride that subway. I mean, if you take delays and all that stuff out of the equation, which, you know, that has to be
the bigger question is, can you make it alive?
That is another point I was going to make. You know, like, how long can you ride the subway before you get shanked? You know, like, or peed on or whatever. Like, we saw some pretty crazy stuff in New York.
Yeah.
On the surface.
Yeah.
Like, remember that those two vendors who were like about to get into a physical altercation over who was allowed to be on that corner?
Yeah, I remember
like,
something. Yeah.
Some peanut vendor and some hot dog guy. And one of the
GameStop.
What the fuck's a GameStop? I'm a New Yorker.
Hey, you know where the GameStop is? GameStop.
GameStop.
What's a GameStop?
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah,
He said, what the fuck is a GameStop?
True.
I remember it. I was a kid. And I had this New York Boston guy swearing at me. He was like, oh my god. So, but yeah, like, you know, New York, like, you know, only in New York can you go from, like, literally across the street. You know, you're in like this one area that's pristine. You know, the architecture is beautiful. They have good cars parked in front of the houses. Literally across the street, it's run down. There's a bus upside down on fire with people still in it. I'm not even joking. We saw it. I'm not sure if you remember, but there was a bus upside down on fire.
I don't remember that.
And there were people screaming inside. We just walked right by it.
What?
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
It happened. I remember.
Especially if I don't have a memory of it. That's something that kind of sticks with you.
You don't have
we were in Boston before your time, walking the Freedom Trail, and there's all kinds of historic stuff. And, you know, we didn't want to see the end of it. It was kind of nothing. You know, we wanted to go over another area. So I said, I know. Let's cut right across here, and it'll get us over to the other side where we want to be. 1 block, and man, we're in jacked up cars.
Oh yeah.
Pigs' heads hanging in the meat store,
yeah.
You know, flies around. I go, holy crap, what did we walk into?
Your third world.
Yeah. That quick.
1968, 100,000 people attended a 2-day Newport Pop Festival in Costa Mesa, California. Performers included Alice Cooper, Canned Heat, the Chambers Brothers, Country Joe and the Fish, Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Sonny and Cher, Steppenwolf, Tiny Tim. Hey, I know somebody like that. The Animals, Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Quicksilver Messenger Service, and the Byrds.
Man, what a lineup. You can throw a couple of them away, but other than that, what a great lineup.
Yeah. Well, we got to keep Tiny Tim, you know.
That's a throwaway.
Hey! I don't know, man. 2/3 of the people here disagree with that statement.
Yeah, okay.
Don't throw away my Tim. What do we got here in 1970?
Hurricane Celia becomes most expensive Gulf storm in history.
Wonder how much it costs. Let's do a surface level scratch of that article here really quick. Get rid of all these. Atlantic hurricane season. Okay, well this is telling me from 1851 to 1970. So
yeah, but like
there's Celia.
Hurricane trying to think of the name of
Katrina?
Katrina, thank you. That had to be more devastating. And just that last one, last year or the year before.
Oh, yeah.
They had another big one that went right across and just destroyed all kinds of stuff.
And don't forget, we had our own little hurricane. We had a tropical storm Hillary, and then we got a quake in Ojai.
Oh, yeah.
Like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, one natural disaster wasn't enough. We had to have two because we're Californian. We have to just outshine everybody, don't we?
Fortunately, they weren't huge.
Yeah.
Neither one of them.
Yeah, yet. So.
Well, of those, too.
Yeah. 1970 as well, the Miriam Hargrave of Yorkshire passed her driving test on her 40th try. Well.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yikes.
That's a new meaning for never say no or can't.
Yeah, but at 40 times, you think they'd be like, you know what? Clearly, you're
I'll get this. I'll get
a disaster on the road. Keep her off. Like, I mean, stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to stop. Like, we also have the second ever NFL work stoppage ended with NFL and Players Association agreeing to a 4-year, $19.1 million deal. All right.
Yeah. That's a joke for today's standards.
Yeah. What do we got here in 1971?
1971, the Paul McCartney announces formation of his group Wings.
I wonder if they took off.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. But didn't they crash? They crash landed? Like, I don't know. 72?
72, U.S. Senate ratified. Wait.
You can skip over
US,
the British one. I don't
skip
care.
that one, British? U.S. Senate ratifies the anti-ballistic missile treaty with the Soviet Union to limit the use of missile systems capable of defending against missile-delivered nuclear weapons.
So wait a minute. Okay, so limiting the use of defenses? Are you out of your mind? Okay.
Well, nuclear weapons, I think, is the key there.
No. U.S. Senate ratifies the anti-ballistic missile treaty with the Soviet Union to limit the use of missile systems capable of defending against missile-delivered nuclear weapons. So this is against defense against nukes. What? Let me reread this. To limit the use of missile defense systems capable of defending against missile-delivered nuclear weapons.
Anti-ballistic missiles is, you're against...
So this is limiting defense.
That doesn't sound right.
What the hell?
That's not my understanding of it, but what do I know?
I mean, I know the English language sometimes it's hard to understand, but this is pretty cut and dry to my understanding.
But what it's saying it is, but I had always the understanding that it was limiting nuclear capabilities.
Yeah. Well, like the START, Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. START. START 2, START 3.
Yeah.
But this is against defense. What? And everybody agreed. Okay. So I guess they want us to get
Maybe it's against nuclear defense. Because they'd already limited offensive nuclear weapons. I don't know. I may have a total misunderstanding.
Limit the use of missile systems capable of defending against missile-delivered nuclear weapons. What does that sound like to you?
No, I agree with you.
I know.
It's my understanding. But you have it right in the name, anti-ballistic missiles. So it's right in the name.
The Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty.
So anti-ballistic. So it's against them. In other words, defending yourself against them.
But this is reducing the amounts of defenses.
I know.
What the hell? I don't know. Anyway, 1973, a flash fire killed 51 at an amusement park in the Isle of Man in UK. Yikes. That's... I mean, nobody wants to die in a fire, especially at an amusement park.
Yeah.
A flash fire, 51? Holy crap, dude. 1974, Jeff Baxter, guitarist and founding member of Steely Dan, quit the band and joined the Doobie Brothers.
Steely Dan.
Now, do you know where Steely Dan came from? I think I have the same.
I have no idea.
Actually, hold on a second. Where did the name Steely Dan come from? If I have my memory correct, Steely Dan. Let's see here. Well, the actual name, how Steely Dan got their name. Here we go. A cold group founded by the two bonded over black humor and the music of Charlie Parker, yada yada yada. Okay, well I don't know where it's going to tell, but basically, okay, here we go. For those who haven't read the meandering psychoprophetic book, Steely Dan 3 from Yokuma is the name of an oversized, steam-powered, strap-on dildo that is used by Mary during the chapter of the book entitled AJ's Annual Party. So the band Steely Dan is named after a fictitious dildo.
Wow.
So,
That's great. I never knew that.
That is wild. So,
What a great way to pick your name. I know. It's been named after a fictitious dildo.
yeah. Well, I guess the people who didn't like him were right in accusing them of being fuckers. I don't know.
I had tickets to go see them once, and I got sick as hell, and I couldn't go.
That sucks.
Literally, huh?
Well,
yeah, it did. It was not. I was not happy. Never got around to seeing them.
that's unfortunate. But what do we got here in '75?
1975, Louisiana Superdome is dedicated.
All right. The one before that, though, that's a bit of a tragedy. But
1975, 500 drown when the two river boats collide and sink in China's West River.
Yep.
Jesus.
Over encumbered. Oh.
You don't have a clicker?
Yeah. Speaking of which, there's this weird clicking game that I saw a video of Moist Critical playing. All you do is click a clicker. Or whatever.
I saw that. I was like, what the hell?
It's so weird.
Watch it.
It's so
yeah, third and final, 1975, Poland and West Germany reached accord about returning ethnic Germans. I got through it.
There we go. All right, Poland, West Germany.
Yeah.
75, that took a while. 1977, Radio Shack introduced the TRS-80 personal computer. Within weeks, thousands were ordered.
Yeah.
And once again,
Your sister used to call it the Trash 80.
Huh. She would. That
Yeah.
does sound like something she would say.
Yeah.
So.
I think she's using a Trash 80 at work or something like that.
We also have a United States Senate hearing on MK Ultra. And do you remember what MK Ultra was?
No.
We went over this. I know King knows what this was.
Apparently, I wasn't listening if we went over it.
Bonnie.
Or maybe MK Ultra was kicking in
a million,
for you to
bajillion minutes, hours on it.
Project MK Ultra was an illegal human experiments program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, to develop procedures and identify drugs that can be used during interrogations to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. It began in 1953 and was halted in 73. Of course it was. MK Ultra used numerous methods to manipulate its subjects' mental states and brain functions, such as the covert administrations of high doses of psychoactive drugs, especially LSD, and other chemicals without the subject's consent, electroshocks, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse, and other forms of torture. Our own government just grabbed random-ass citizens and took them off the radar and then started doing all of these things to them. Our own government.
Well, I told you about the story of one of my friend's older brothers, right?
Yeah.
He volunteered at UCLA. He volunteered.
Most likely sounds like a MK Ultra experiment guy.
This would have been back in early '60s, mid '60s.
That's smack dab in the middle.
So I told you what happened to him, right? And he ended up he was what he was testing, had no idea what it was LSD.
Yeah.
He ended up driving his car through a house.
Sounds like MK Ultra victim. Yeah. I mean, if he wasn't, I'd be shocked. Like, with how everything else is correlating.
And what is this article? What's the date of this article we're reading?
This is...
Our article.
Well, this is 77. The United States Senate hearing on MK Ultra.
Okay.
After it became public knowledge and people started demanding what the hell, then the government was forced to declassify it. But they were doing this.
10, 15 years earlier? Well, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. They're still going on. But you want to know something even more notorious? this comes like straight out of Operation Paperclip. Well, not literally, but it goes hand in hand. The origin of the product.
Yeah.
Or of the project MK Ultra, like I just you remember like what all this was and everything.
Yeah.
Nazi Germany, the concentration camps and all that stuff, what they were doing to the Jews and all that stuff. Speaking about all that, Nazi scientists working in the concentration camps of Auschwitz and Dachau conducted interrogation experiments on human subjects. Substances such as barbiturates, morphine, derivatives, and hallucinogens such as mescaline were employed in experiments conducted on Polish, Czech, Jewish, Soviet, and other nationalities prisoners of war, which aimed to develop a truth serum which would, in the words of one laboratory assistant to Dachau scientist Kurt Plono, quote, eliminate the will of the person examined, end quote. Well, look at me. Like my will to continue to try to look for jobs to do basic stuff. Like, I think I'm a victim of an extension of MK Ultra, which is an extension of Nazi science. So scary. 78. The 11th Commonwealth Games opened in Edmonton, Canada. Where are the Commonwealth Games? I looked this up a while ago, and they're basically like a form of the Olympics or something. Like, it's a quadrennial international multi-sport event among athletes from the Commonwealth of Nations. So it's a British Olympics every 4 years or something.
I think it's in between the Olympics.
I'm not sure.
It's the second year, I believe. What was the year of the article? Go back.
78.
So yeah, probably 80 was the Olympics, and this is 78.
So this would be whenever
in between.
But
2 years in between.
But that's the Winter Olympics too.
True.
So the Winter Olympics are more new. When was the first? When was the first Winter Olympics? It's relatively recent. Oh, 1924. Okay. So not as recent as I thought it would be. 1979, the fastest Jai Alai shots, 188 miles per hour. Jose Arieto at Newport, Jai Alai, Rhode Island. So I don't know what the hell that is. A gun?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know. But what do we have here in 80?
1980, Al Kaline, Duke Snyder, Chuck Klein, and Tom Yonke are inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Isn't alkaline a type of liquid?
His name was
Al
Kaline.
Oh. There's
Kaline.
Yeah.
Well, I read it as alkaline too, so it's just like...
Yeah. I was thinking...
I remember him, absolutely. And Duke Snyder. I saw a little bit of Duke Snyder at the tail end of his career when they moved to L.A. with the Dodgers.
So I looked up this Jai Alai thing. It's a sport...
Oh, highlight. I know what that is. I've seen that before.
Okay. Highlight. Okay, well, that makes sense because, Jay's pronounced it with an H thing in Spanish stuff.
Yeah, highlight. No,
So,
it's awesome
highlight.
to see.
They
They have a basket and they whip that against the wall really fast.
You know what? Let me look this up here then. Jai Alai. A highlight. Let's see here. Oh, so it's kind of...
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's awesome. Trust me, I saw this.
So it's
This is a game of finesse.
It's big in Mexico.
It's fast.
So it looks like a combination between
like
handball with a basket on your hand.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's a combination of like of handball or like what's the other racquetball, not racquetball. Well,
handballs you hit
handball,
against
racquetball,
the wall.
and what's the other one with the net like why can't I remember? It's there's a pole and there's like it's not crochet, not cricket. Hold on a second. This is gonna bother me. Sports with pole and nets. Lacrosse.
Oh.
There we go.
Lacrosse is played on a field. That's
Yeah.
totally different.
I know, but it's like handball, but with lacrosse. You have the little scooper thing, so it's like a mix between.
But that's a
handball.
big old basket. You catch that thing, and believe me, that ball flies.
Yeah, but lacrosse.
It's big in Mexico.
Lacrosse. This is what I'm talking about.
No, I know.
These nets.
But that's the only similar, and they're not even similar.
Well, I'm talking.
But you're right. But one's on a field, one's played against the
I
handball
understand
court.
they're different, but I'm saying it's a combination of handball and lacrosse.
Okay,
Now,
I see what you're saying.
You have the tool of lacrosse, and you're in the field for handball.
Yeah.
So
But that fits right on your hand. It's not even a stick.
170
I
miles
know,
per
but
hour.
it's you're
For the
still
better part of the
doing
20th
that with
century,
lacrosse.
Highlight was the
you know?
sport in Miami.
It's
We
awesome
went
to
to
see.
see it.
That is awesome to see. What else do we got here? 1980?
1980, 22 Summer Olympics Games close in Moscow, Russia.
All right.
1981, 13,000 air traffic controllers, PATCO, begins their strike. U.S. President Ronald Reagan offers ultimatum to workers if they do not report to work within 48 hours. They have forfeited their jobs and will be terminated.
Well,
yeah. Remember when we bailed out the airlines?
Yeah.
And they took us over?
Well, it was illegal for government workers, I believe it still is today, to strike. So he told them to come back or they're fired. And he said, nah, they can't fire all of them. How are they going to fly planes?
They
He
fired
fired them all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Government workers have rights too. Like it shouldn't be illegal for them to strike. Like, because then what's stopping them from just getting totally and completely screwed over, and they have no right to stand up for themselves. That's bogus.
There's certain jobs you go into where the public needs it, like flight, and you need air traffic controllers for safety. So that's the way they designate that.
Yeah.
Certain other things like I guess doctors, something like that. Government doctors can't strike, army doctors or whatever, because they're needed.
Yeah.
I don't know what it all is, but there's some when it's deemed necessity, then they can't strike.
Yeah. You have an 83 one that's interesting, I guess, but if you don't want to take that one, there's 84.
83, John Sane of South Bend, Indiana, builds 3.9 meter house of cards.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
What's that in American units? Freedom units. There
Freedom units. Well, let's see here. 3.91 meters. 3.91 meters. 2 feet. Let's see here. Okay.
4 feet.
Meters. Okay, converts. 12 feet.
12 feet.
12 feet, 9.9 inches. That's a pretty big house of cards.
That's all right. Now I can see it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. All right.
I wonder what was bigger, this actual House of Cards or the TV show, or miniseries, or whatever the hell House of Cards was.
I never heard of it.
Oh yeah, House of Cards.
No.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a U.S. political thriller television series created by Bew Willman. It's based on the 1989 novel of the same name by Michael Dub something. Huh. You want to take 84 as well?
84, Mary Lou Retton scores 10 for the final vault to win individual all-round competition in Los Angeles to become the first American woman to win an Olympic gymnastics medal.
All right.
Yeah, Mary Lou Retton. Yeah.
And speaking of women and such, I found a meme. It's really hilarious. So it's like, oh, so you're a feminist? Name every woman. And the answer was Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
What does that
I'm every woman.
Oh.
I found that hilarious. Well played. 1985, Annihilator set harness pacing mile at 1:49.6 seconds in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I guess that has to be horse racing? Like pacing mile?
I'm not sure.
I guess.
Annihilator?
Read it again.
Annihilator set harness pacing mile.
Yeah, harness.
So.
Yeah, that's horse racing with a guy sitting in the back and a little...
Oh, chariot type thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I remember those. 1986, the first NFL American Bowl exhibition game at London's Wembley Stadium. Chicago Bears, the Bears, defeated the
Chicago.
defeated the Dallas Cowboys. What a surprise! 17-6. And
I think they still go over there today and play a football game.
now what's really funny is I saw another meme involving the Dallas Cowboys, and you know how their logo is a star?
Yeah.
It's not a star; it's a rating. One star. Yeah.
Watch it. You're talking about the Lone Star State. You'll get haters.
Okay. Well, as they're falling to California, so yeah.
The reason Californians are going there.
Yeah,
It isn't for the weather.
No. Now there's a reason why Musk is going there too. He wants to solidify the bluification of Texas. Oh. 1986. Why don't you take this, King?
Yeah, because we don't know how the tech industry votes. So yeah, tons of people are gonna float there for jobs, and they all vote a certain way.
Yep. So.
86. First NFL American Bowl exhibition games at London's Wembley Stadium. Chicago Bears beat Dallas Cowboys 17-6.
That is a pretty big sweep, though. Differential of 17-6.
Yeah. Well, not much.
Not much. That's an 11-point difference right there.
2 scores.
Oh. Well.
These days, no, definitely.
Okay. I don't know.
You can get that score in like a couple of seconds.
Yeah. The big difference is between 10 and 11. 11 is very
10
close. 11 is
10 seconds,
not so
20
close.
seconds. Technical.
A 10-point lead, a touchdown, and a field goal to tie it. 11-point lead, you need 2 field goals or 2 touchdowns. Big difference.
All right. Well, I learned about sports.
Or you can go for a 2-point conversion. Then it would be 11.
Yeah. It's 2-pointers happen a lot more often these days as well.
You hit for the line.
Now, I know that's called the cycle. I think. I'm not entirely sure.
It is called the cycle.
It's,
I love it. He hit for the line, right? No. He hit for the cycle.
Let me explain something. My sports knowledge is less than your knowledge of gaming.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty down there.
Yeah.
That's a low bar.
I don't even think you can see the bar in the abyss that low.
Yeah, I don't think there is a bar.
It's
Unless you're stopping by for a drink.
1987, Twins pitcher Joe Niekro was caught with a file on the ground in an 11-3 win versus Angels, ejected and suspended for 10 games. Yeah. That would happen.
It's called doctoring the ball.
Yeah.
Trying to scuff it up so you can put a lot of junk on it.
Yeah. But we also got the Detroit Tigers ace Jack Morris tied American League record with 5 wild pitches in a 4-2 10 innings loss versus Kansas City Royals. All right. 1989, Cincinnati Reds set MLB record for most hits in one inning of a game with 16 for 14 runs in an 18-1 rout of Houston Astros. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like they got their teeth kicked in.
They did. That's exactly what it means.
Okay. We also have future Baseball Hall of Fame left fielder Ricky Henderson set AL mark of 50 stolen bases in 9 of his first 11 seasons in MLB. Yeah, and I have the same face. Not bad. That's beyond not bad. That's great.
50, that doesn't make sense. 50 stolen bases.
In 9 of his first 11 seasons.
Oh, 50 or more in 9 of his first 11 seasons. Okay, that's
a lot of stolen bases.
Yeah, because Maury Wells broke the record of 100 stolen bases in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Huh.
But he did over 50 of 9 of 11 years. That's amazing, too.
Yeah. I have a joke for that, but it's not really
I think he may have
friendly.
broken the single season, if I'm not mistaken, and stole over 100 1 year.
I need to tell this joke to Loon, but I'm going to mute my mic. Yeah. Anyway, 1989, Jorge Velasquez won aboard Matty Bumpo in the 3rd at Arlington International Racecourse to become only the 5th jockey in the world to ride 6,000 career winners.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
Who was that again?
Jorge Velasquez.
Nah, never heard of him.
He's a horse rider.
Yeah, that we got.
I've never seen you watch a horse riding match in my life.
But there's a couple of them. A couple of the jockeys I know of them.
Yeah.
But I can't give you names right off the bat.
So clearly you don't know of them. They're more of a remembery thing.
Well, you bring them up, I'll tell you. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Don't know him.
1990, we actually got some. Like I remember, King, you were going on about how that Europe is like, oh my God, it's 67 degrees. It's the hottest, on record. Boo hoo. It's like, well, here we go. We got some real heat here. What do we have?
Yeah, 98.8 in Cheltenham, Gloucestershire, UK record.
Yeah, so 98.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 37.1 Celsius record in the UK. That's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
1990 New York Yankees rookie first baseman Kevin Mass sets MLB record for hitting 10 home runs in the fewest at bats, 72.
Huh.
That's a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
That's 1 in 7 at bats.
That's not bad.
Damn good.
Dos Mas, 1990.
1990 New York Yankee first baseman Kevin Mass sets an MLB. Oh, sorry.
You literally just read that.
Literally just read that. 1990 Radio Kuwait resigned air due to Iraqi invasion.
So resigns air.
What?
Radio.
What does that mean?
Oh, Radio Kuwait. So I guess they stopped broadcasting because of the invasion. Because Kuwait's a country, right?
Yeah, it's right down. That's when. What do you call it? What the country went in and attacked them? Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah, went in and took
Well,
all their oil fields.
Well, like right here, the Radio Kuwait, the radio station Kuwait, resigned. Okay. So they resigned the air. So I guess they're quitting because they're getting invaded. Yeah. So that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Like,
and what's his name? Who was the ruler of
Saddam Hussein?
Yeah. He got mixed signals. He got signals from a dignitary or something. No, if you invade Kuwait, we're not going to do anything. So that's what encouraged him.
Well,
and was he wrong?
Yeah. Well, he did. There was weird wobbly things going on at the time, but we were also saying if you touch Kuwait, we're gonna fuck you up.
Wasn't clear to him.
Yeah. Well, in that position, I would have just not tried it. Like.
In hindsight, you're right.
Not even in hindsight.
But if he pulled it off, then he would have that rich oil field down there that he had a sign on.
No way. No way in hell he would have pulled it off. The United States is the biggest,
unless he thought we wouldn't do anything.
Then that was his bad for being that dumb. Of course we're going to do something. It's oil. I mean, whenever we see a nation with oil, sounds like they need some freedom. Like we're going to go liberate them. 1990 as well, the U.S. the U.S. announced commencement of commitment of naval forces to the Gulf regions. So this is the building up.
Yeah.
This is the same exact time that they were in. Well, the radio actually went off due to the invasion. So I'm not sure exactly when Iraq invaded Kuwait, but it was not too long prior to this, if it was. 1991, we have a giant victory driven by Jack Moiseev, won a Hambletonian, second $1 million purse in 22 days for Moiseev after winning Meadowlands Pace. That sounds like racing of some sort. I'm not sure. 1992, Unforgiven, directed by Clint Eastwood and starring Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, and Morgan Freeman, premiered in Los Angeles. Later to receive the Academy Awards Best Picture in 1993.
Well, there's some great actors for you.
I had no idea that Eastwood and Freeman worked together on something.
No, I couldn't have told you that at all.
I got to look this up here. Unforgiven movie. Forgiven movie wiki. We got to watch this. This sounds awesome. So, it's
not a very good picture.
Yeah.
If that's a picture of it at all.
Well, that's just the arts of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post this in the movie nights.
I wonder if it's any good, though. I mean, just because you have great actors, if you have bad script.
That's true. But it was the Academy Awards Best Picture of '93.
Well,
so
that's true.
It's
got to be something.
It has to be something. And it's highlighted.
And Gene Hackman's in that, too. What a combination.
Yeah, I know, right? So... 1992, Paramount Studios inaugurated New York Street on TV movie lot. So like I guess like their studio lots.
Oh yeah.
Like it's their fictitious New York Street or something.
Yeah.
You getting flares?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 1994, we have 102.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 39.1 in Celsius in Tokyo, Japan, which is a record. And while that was going on, we have the first Jordanian plane to fly over Israeli airspace. King Hussein was the pilot. All right. I'm pretty sure that happened today. They'd shoot it down. We all know how much this nation loves blood. 1995, CNN and Espanol premiered. All right, so now they can get communist crap broadcasted to them in Spanish. Cool. 1996, U.S. General William F. Garrison accepted responsibility for the outcome of the 1993 raid in Somalia and retired from military service. All right. 1997, Manchester United defeated Chelsea 4-2 on penalties to win the Charity Shield after a bad-tempered 1-1 draw at Wembley. Okay, is that cricket or is that tennis? I'm not sure. Ouad El Had and Mazora massacre in Algeria. 40 to 76 people were killed. Villagers were killed. Yikes. 1997 as well. Sky Tower opened in Auckland, New Zealand at 328 meters or 1,076 feet. The tallest freestanding structure in the Southern Hemisphere. The Sky Tower in Auckland. Well, let's see here. 1997, Sky Tower, Auckland. Let's look it up here. Let's. Okay, so that was just tower with tower-like properties and whatnot. So it's part of this whole facility. That looks pretty cool. What else do we got here? 1998, the Oval staged first competitive cricket match played under floodlights in London when home team Surrey lost to Sussex by 8 wickets in the day-night 40-over fixture. All right, and that's an article I got to reread when the loon gets here. 1999, Arsenal Football Club completed a huge signing coup, snapping up ace French striker Thierry Henry for a bargain £10 million, or maybe lira, I'm not sure, from Italian club Juventus. Oh wow. In the year 2000, England cricket wicket keeper Alex Stewart became only the 4th batsman to score a century, 105, in his 100th test during the 3rd test against the West Indies at Old Trafford. All right. And you want to tell us about this next year 2001, South Africa? Your mic's off.
2000 South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission's Amnesty Committee grants amnesty to Kurnik Diluvu, the KwaZulu-Natal leader of the African National Congress and Democratic Front, for committing sabotage December 1961 and June 1963 near Durban.
Huh. I have no idea what that means, but...
That was a lot of words.
Yes, it was. This next one isn't, though.
2001...
we can skip that if you want.
Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
Who the f cares? I'm all for the Princess Diary being celebrated, but who's this nobody?
Anne Hathaway?
And nobody. Well, that movie, that nobody. We all know who Anne Hathaway is. The nobody, the Princess Diaries movie. No one cares. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
By the way, before you continue, I just want to say the loon.
Yes.
Saved by the flares. We had one after another cricket articles.
Oh,
literally
man.
right after you left.
Perfect.
Right after you left, we had cricket article and then another one right after it.
Perfect. Someone's looking out for me today.
Yeah, your headache.
So I'll just say it anyways. Cricket.
Thank you. Anyway, well, we got an Olympic one here.
2001 Olympic champion Haki Albert of Ethiopia becomes first athlete to achieve Olympics World Championship marathon double, runs 2:14:42 to beat Kenya Simons by Watt by just 0.1 seconds in Edmonton World Championships.
Oh my God! 0.1
Wow.
seconds. 1/10 of a second.
1/10.
Like, that is
Yes.
faster than that. Like, they, you know,
Yeah,
that's half as fast as that. Or twice as fast, I guess. I don't know.
but they do get it down to hundredths of a second.
Oh, man. That's wild. But hey, you know, fastest is fastest. Like,
Yep.
Here we go.
2001, President George Bush signs into law the Iran and Libya Sanctions Act, Extension Act of 2001.
Huh.
What is that again?
The Iran and Libya Sanctions Act, ILSA, Extension Act
Okay.
of 2000. So, more sanctions for them.
Sounds
More
good.
sanctions for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. This next one's baseball, if you want to take it.
2004, first baseman Albert Pujols becomes first player in MLB history to hit at least 30 home runs in each of his 4 seasons as Cardinals beat Montreal 10-6.
Nice.
Yeah.
2004 as well, the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty reopened after being closed since the September 11th, 2001 attacks.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It was closed for
I
a
always
while.
wanted to go up in the flame. Of course, no one will ever go up there again. Not the public, anyway.
Yeah, no. But it is accessible. Like, there is a, like,
Oh
a
no,
very...
that was, it used to be open to the public
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, but because of safety restrictions and all that stuff.
Well, I think
like,
they saw that a lot of the structure of it was weakening or something.
well, it wasn't just that, but, like, you know, you have to climb up a ladder. So, like, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, you know...
Could it be a circular staircase, maybe?
No, it's a ladder.
It's a ladder?
It's a ladder. I mean, like, let's see here.
I'd do it to get up there.
I would too, you know, but because of, like, you know, like OSHA and all that stuff, like, you know, all this bureaucracy, that's why we're not allowed to, because of safety, you know.
Yeah.
But inside Statue of Liberty arm, let's see here. This is it
Oh,
here.
there it is, yeah.
It's just a rickety ass ladder, like, you know.
Be scary as hell to climb up that thing.
Yes. So.
Coming down would even be scarier.
Yeah, because, like, you know, that's straight up, like, you know, that's
you're on that ladder forever. Holy
that's
cow.
50 feet. You know.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Well, I'd say so. I mean, like, you know,
I would
like,
have given it more than that.
Probably more, because I'm looking at it, and, like, you know, a human would.
What's the length of the arm?
A human. You know what? That's a good question.
What's the ladder length of the Liberty arm?
Statue of Liberty arm ladder length. I spelled that completely wrong. Height of the copper statue is 151 feet 1 inch. So
Okay,
the whole thing.
Height. Okay.
The whole height.
So 50 sounds about right.
Yeah, 50, roughly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Well, I'm just going by, like, you know, I've seen pictures of people in the crown, so I'm looking at this, and a human would be slightly shorter than the entirety of my cursor.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, this is roughly 50 feet, I'd say. Just eyeballing it.
Yeah.
You know? So. In 2005, President Maria Ould Sid Ahmed Taya of Mauritania was overthrown in a military coup while attending the funeral of King Fahd in Saudi Arabia. Oh, yikes. Overthrown during a funeral.
Yeah.
Like, 2006, Barry Bonds' 715th MLB home run ball moved him past Babe Ruth for second all-time. Fetched $220,100 at auction. Woo! That is one
Didn't
expensive
they get him
ball.
for juicing? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, you know. What else do we got? What do we got here in 2006? Another one. Brazilian
champ car driver Cristiano Del Mata crashes into a deer During testing at Road America, Wisconsin seriously injures but returns to racing in 2008.
Wow. So he hit a deer while practicing.
Good. Not good.
Which reminds me, like, let's see if I can find it. Videos, open a new window. I have this crazy video. Perry. Okay, well, I can't find it on here, so can I find it on YouTube? Skateboarder Perry's deer. Please be on here. Oh, thank God. This is crazy.
Oh.
No, look. He's skateboarding.
How did he?
He parried it. It jumped up and he like he hit it or something with his arm and scooped it away. Like here, let me bigger this even more. Oops.
Wow.
Parried the deer. Like that is wild. Like literally wild.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, speaking of accidents and stuff, this one is insane. What do we got here? 2008.
2008, Morgan Freeman is injured in an automobile accident near Louisville, Mississippi, when his car is flipped over several times on the highway.
Holy crap!
Wow.
He did barrel rolls. Wow.
Wow.
2008. I mean, he wasn't a young man then either. Like,
No.
That must have been terrifying. So,
Great actor, I'll tell you.
Hell yeah, he is. You know, and one of the best narrators of all time.
Oh, true.
And then that's when the narration. In fact, he was. You know. Oh, here we go. Talking about the great Phelps, my absolute favorite swimmer. You want to know why Michael Phelps is my absolute favorite swimmer of all time? Just take a wild guess.
He smoked weed.
You got it. You got it.
Pothead.
You got it. Ding, 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 ding.
Pothead
Because
stowaway.
he is evidence that you can be a pothead and still do athletic things. In your face. You know. Anti-weed people. But what do we got?
2012 American swimmer Michael Phelps wins the 100-meter butterfly at London to take his all-time Olympic gold medal tally to a record of 17.
But I'll just say, he obviously didn't take munchies to the next level.
Yeah.
Well, he never got cotton mouth, that's for sure. Not constantly in water.
Oh, man.
That makes me wonder, like, did he smoke before he swam, and did he drink any of the water? I'm legitimately asking. Like,
Don't know, don't care.
I mean, I'm just curious. So, Uno Mas, 2012.
United Nations General Assembly approaches the United Nations Security Council over its lack of action in Syria.
So the UN is attacking itself, or something. It's like, you know, oh, we're gonna self-investigate, and somehow magically find ourselves. What a surprise. But that's weird. The National Assembly is reproaching the Security Council. They're both in the UN. What? Like, you're the same organization. Right. How can you yell at yourself?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Stupid. 2014, Alex Puccio ascended Jade in Rocky Mountain National Park, becoming the 4th ever woman to climb V14. All right,
thanks.
Cool.
What is V14?
V14. It has to be a mountain. V14. Let's see here. Mountain. But I'm getting a laptop. Okay, so it has to be. I guess. You know what? Let me just look up this entire article here. Where's the code? There we go. V14. Alex Puccio. Bless you. Let's see. Oh, so she was a climber, so not a mountain hiker, but like a rock climber.
Okay.
So V14 has to be vertical 14.
Vertical
So,
something.
An 8B plus, I guess that's a rating. Yeah, bouldering, whatever the hell bouldering is. Like, no. All right, cool. 2014 as well, at least 13 Palestinians were reported killed in ongoing air raids and tank shelling by Israel. When will they leave them alone? I don't know. Just. What do we have in 2015?
2015, the Athens Stock Exchange reopens after a month and falls by 22%. Oof.
Shut it back down. Shut it back down.
Yeah. Well, they have a fail-safe switch that if it falls so much in 24 hours or during that session, they do shut it down.
Yikes.
So it won't keep falling.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
2015, U.S. President Barack Obama unveils his clean power plan to cut greenhouse gases.
You know, I say...
I wonder how that went.
I say the left, if they really want to cut greenhouse gases, then they should stop sniffing their own farts and start corking them. You know?
Or they should just stop talking shit.
They could stop taking jet rides like they,
like
one
Taylor
person in New York takes the subway,
Yeah. Or a limo, which is worse.
A gas station. I'm going to take the jet to, my favorite gas station in the United States.
When they say, "Oh, we offset carbon," no, don't tell me that. You're consuming. You're doing a carbon footprint. That's it. Don't tell me you're offsetting it with something else. That's just crap. That's a rich man's talk.
Yeah, that's
your
literally
car.
crap.
Your stove and car plebeians.
Yeah.
They asked Perry.
And then when people go out and buy the electrical cars,
lost the presidency one time. Is it Perry?
Anyways,
he says, "Oh no, his wife is super rich, right?" He said, "I have to take private jets around the world to save it." Really? That's what you need to do?
We, the people of this world, really need to do something. You know.
They own multiple houses, yachts. Okay. Yeah, that's all good for the environment.
Yep. Anyway, what else do we got here? 2016, some Olympics.
International Olympic Committee approves baseball, softball, karate, sports climbing, surfing, and skateboarding to be included in the sports program for 2020 games. Only total number of sports 33.
All right, so out of that, I do know that surfing came out as not a 2020 only game.
No, they have it this year.
Yeah, or they will have it this year.
They're having it
in French Polynesia, which is nowhere near Paris.
But it's